I guess it's a hard one to talk about because I can't really talk about my friends. It's like De Palma and Coppola and Spielberg and
that whole generation.
That whole generation. I mean, there's all aspects. I mean, like Coppola's a great grand painter, and
well, you know, but do you two see the mafia differently?
Oh yes, well, totally. You know.
Well, how?
All I know is like on the street corner. Yeah. Street corner stuff, nickels and dimes kind of thing, which I really...
And he sees the...
His is more... Well, granted, for what we were talking about, The Godfather, we're talking about Mario Puzo's original novel, and then the incredible Godfather 2, which is one of the greatest films ever made. And so Godfather 1 also, but number 2 just fills out it just like grand opera, you know. And that is like grand opera. It's something else. It's something else entirely. It's something I don't know. I'm not, what's the word... literally, it's not a personal recognition of that. I didn't have any experience of that. You know, I may have seen it from afar, but the kind of experience I know, the poor guys in the corner selling the wrong lenses that they just stole. Yeah. You know, that sort of thing. But
what else would you put up next to Godfather 2 in your judgment?
Well, then you go back to, you know, see, Godfather 1 and Godfather 2 were split in the middle of the old Hollywood and the new Hollywood. Yeah. The great time of the 70s. 70s was quite a time in America in making films. But you see, that's also some of the reasons why those pictures got made in the 70s. Taxi Driver. The night he won the Academy Award, we were there. Remember, you picked it up for him, and you came back and hit me on the shoulder and said, "This is good for your picture," because Bob was in it.
Right.
And because that particular script, I mean, was a daring script at the time. To us, we were crazy. We thought, hey, this is fine, let's do it, you know. But apparently it was disturbed a lot of people, didn't want to make it. But Michael and Julia Phillips, putting myself together with De Niro, and that night of him winning for Godfather 2, helped the picture get made.
I usually prepare nothing for this show. I think that's obvious. But I did want to ask you about movies, because your taste in movies. Like, I want to know if you've seen any of these movies. Like, these are not the art house foreign director movies. These are like the ones that the common people love. But, you know, they're big, like Godfather.
I saw Godfather 2, I thought was great. The period work.
Right.
I thought it was absolutely great. The period work in Godfather 2, I did think was great.
Other than that, not really much.
Well, no. I mean, I thought they were good pictures, definitely. Oh. But the period work in Godfather 2 was great filmmaking.
Yeah, no, you're not. I mean, you are the farthest thing from dirty.
The lovely girl, the beautiful girl, the charming girl, the brilliant girl.
Nothing wettens panties more than like a private joke.
I guess. Put on the lotion and lay back in the chair.
Well, I think it goes even deeper than that, because the thing is, Coppola makes the family so vital that you're actually able to look at The Godfather on one level as a movie about a family business. It could be about the family dry cleaners. They were in the olive oil business, but they could be fighting all about the barbecue joint that the family has opened, and this brother knows the barbecue sauce, and this brother knows how to cook the meat.
Sure.
And they don't fucking like each other. But they fucking need each other. And if all the people in this room who sold frozen yogurt were to die, I'd be the only one standing.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like, I mean, people had done sequels before, but it was like Godfather 2 that really kind of put forth the idea out there that you could actually do a sequel that could possibly be even, you know, as good as the first one.
I remember, I guess this is a story I can tell outside of school. I was working with Robert De Niro on Jackie Brown, and we went out to dinner once. So, you know, Robert De Niro, he had done quite a few things, but like, you know, when he got Vito in Godfather Part 2, that was going to be a big thing for him, and it won the Oscar for it, and it was a big thing, and it set him up to be a movie star. So I asked him, I go, and I've asked this to quite a few actors when it comes to when they got the role that would end up changing their career. Asked this to Matthew Perry when he got Chandler. I go, did he realize at the moment when he got the role that it would have this sort of effect on him? And he goes, oh, I tried not to let it do that. I tried not to think about that. I go, really? And why did you try not to think about it? Well, because I've seen it happen and go the other way. And then he used an example. Oh, well, look, there was this guy. He was a young actor. He was part of our crowd in New York. He'd been doing okay, but we were all in the same boat. Then all of a sudden, he got a lead role. So he's like one of the two leads of a brand new movie by a director who had just done a smash hit. and he was talking about Larry Pierce and Goodbye Columbus. And he started dining out on it. And all of a sudden, I go to the places that we used to go to, and now he's there and everyone's kind of revolving around him, and he's kind of holding court. He's not doing anything bad. He's just arisen in a way that none of us have, and he arose with it. And we are all treating him different. Then the movie comes out. Nobody likes it. And so now the movie comes out and it goes away, and he's exactly in the same place he was. And I just wanted to make sure that that would never happen to me, because I watched it happen to him.
To me, I thought he was one of the most interesting things about Godfather 3 was the idea of George Hamilton being Michael's lawyer. I think there's only one trilogy that completely and utterly works to the nth degree, and that's Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More and The Good and the Bad and the Ugly.
That's a trilogy?
Yeah.
The Godfather, in addition to being a very great film on all levels, represented the new sensibility of the 1970s, when filmmakers were interested in going behind the mask and sometimes unearthing truths that were hard to take but nevertheless true. The Godfather blazed a new trail and set the sort of the tone for the 70s film, in that it was going to show you the good inside the evil person and the evil inside the good person. Because the Brando character, the Pacino character, they all start out as very good and decent men. And it's their experiences growing up as an immigrant family in the new America, which had its own prejudices, which tried to keep the Italians down. It's things that are produced in them that lead to corruption and turn them into corrupt human beings. We nevertheless care very much about them throughout this film. The direction by Francis Coppola is seemingly invisible because you feel that you're just a part of that family, sitting in at their dinner table, sharing their concerns, their fears, and you can understand what it is that produced these factors in them, because we all relate to things like family loyalty. But you know what happened to The Godfather when Warner Brothers Paramount decided a couple of years ago or less, they wanted to put out a Blu-ray of The Godfather. They went into the vaults, and this is, of course, the crown jewel of Paramount, The Godfather. And they went into the vault, and the print had completely faded, the negative. All of those deep, rich blacks that you saw in the original print. It was the last of the 3-strip printing that Technicolor did. Then they sold all the machines to China in favor of 1-strip printing. But The Godfather negative had faded. All of the rich blacks, you know, black as my T-shirt, had faded to milk. And they had to spend over $1 million to get this guy, Ron Haver, who was a restoration expert. And he took God knows how long, how many months, and over $1 million to restore the negative of The Godfather so that it could be reproduced as a Blu-ray. And this supposedly, you know, they would know exactly the condition of the negative. But the studios, with the possible exception of Warner Brothers, really don't give a damn about their legacy.